To break into a job at Xbox or any of the companies we've featured, you're going to need to build a strong resume. Here to tell us how is our Joe Coleman.
The engineering job market is competitive, so to lay a foundation for success, you'll need to construct a great resume. Here are some tips to engineer one that can get you a job. Tip 1. Tailor resumes for each job application.
Changing your resume, really tailoring for the role you're applying to. It should change every single time you're applying to a different job.
Tip 2. Know thy employer.
They have to do enough research on the employer and the specific job itself that they then can reflect on their own skills and strengths.
Tip 3. Organize your qualifications in columns in order of education, technical and software skills, and professional experience.
One column with listing all of the engineering skills and instruments that you use, and another column saying things like demonstrated leadership.
Finally, tip 4. Get some help. Resume building software and professionals in your own contact network are valuable assets. And don't forget your campus career services center. Tower over your competition with a gravity-defying resume that will not only blueprint your early career, but also build bridges for the future. Joe Coleman, CareerTV, Philadelphia.
So we sent our Joe Coleman over to cover the campus and investigate.
In 2009, U.S. News & World Report ranked Philadelphia's University of Pennsylvania as the third best research-based medical school in the world, and here's why. The School of Medicine graduates about 150 students per year, many of whom go on to positions in high-ranking residencies and frequently specialize in many different medicinal genres. That tradition has been around since the early 1900s, when UPenn first offered courses in medicine. Today, the school's med students must master 3 themes: the science of medicine, the art and practice of medicine, and professionalism and humanism. UPenn emphasizes an integrated multidisciplinary curriculum, giving students more hands-on training for their dollar, while they learn from over 1,700 full-time faculty. If you're interested in going to med school at UPenn, grab your stethoscope and log on to upenn.edu for more details. Joe Coleman, CareerTV, Philadelphia. There are pros and cons to dating in the workplace. So before you write a sonnet for the guy in the cubicle next to you, here are a couple things to think about. Mixing office relationships and romance can be a risky business.
When I was teaching, there was a girl that I was dating that was not in one of my classes, but she was in one of the other ones, and it got back to the head of the department. That ended my career quite quickly.
There are all kinds of unintended consequences.
At that point, I think that was an uncomfortable enough discussion to say, I think it's time for me to move on.
I think it's a very dangerous and awkward situation. If the message, spoken or unspoken, is that in order to get ahead you need to have an affair with the boss, that could be a form of sexual harassment.
Research your office policies and seek legal advice better sooner than later.
I do urge both employees and employers who encounter some potential problem to consult counsel early on, because sometimes small problems can be resolved at an early stage before they blow up.
Knowing your rights and finding a balance between work and romance are the keys to making an office relationship work.
There's people who fall in love in the workplace, they get married, they live happily ever after.
That's how I met my wife, so I have to smile about that one.